What's up, guys? I'm Nell.
And I'm KJ.
And we're the hosts of Millennial Talk. Alright, guys, so welcome back to another episode of Millennial Talk. We are here once again with our co-host, Courtney.
And today we're going to be talking about this whole controversy thing with Nike and their new campaign and Colin Kaepernick and everyone, you know, and all these different emotions about it. Because, you know, so many people feel so many different ways about this topic. And I feel like this would be a really, really good topic. We all thought this would be a really good topic to talk about. So
I feel like when you say Kaepernick, it's like Voldemort. It's like you're not supposed to say his name.
Thou who shall not be named.
Exactly, because it causes controversy. As soon as you hear Kaepernick, everybody looking at you like...
But I guess we can start off by like...
Tell them what the issue is for anybody who doesn't know.
Oh, if you don't know...
You've been living under a rock.
Right. So basically, right now, it's Nike. They just launched their 30th campaign with Kaepernick as like the face of it, and the title of or the caption read something around the lines of
fight for what you believe in.
Yes.
Even if it means sacrificing everything or something
yeah.
like
that was it.
Yeah, basically that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people like were outraged by this, so they start burning their like Nike apparel and throwing it away and cutting it up and all these different crazy outrageous things because they're basically protesting Nike.
They're stupid.
Because of this. And that's basically what happened.
My thing is you paid for it. So who's really losing?
Right.
That's what I
paid
tweeted.
for it. Nike ain't losing no money, boo.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I think is the funniest part about this whole thing is that you already gave them your money.
Right.
So burning the stuff ain't hurting nobody except your wardrobe.
Exactly.
It's like when the NFL players were protesting, which they still kind of are. It's like you were burning your jerseys, but boo, you paid for it already. It's happening all over again. And then I saw like this picture of this guy who burned his shoes, but I don't know how true this is.
It was still in his feet.
It was still in his feet.
Yeah.
And I was like, he burned his feet. And I was like, you are dumb.
I've seen that video.
You're so dumb.
What I think is so crazy is that I've been seeing so many pictures and videos of people like burning their shoes and ripping their clothes up. And you know the main thing that I noticed?
What?
All the shoes and all the clothes they've been ripping up were the low-cost shoes and low-cost clothes, like the ones you get from Walmart, and then the little shoes you get from JCPenney and Kohl's. So the only people that's really losing out is Kohl's and JCPenney.
Exactly, boo.
They're the ones who selling the $20 shoes and $30 shoes.
No, but
that
the
y'all
funny
burning.
thing about it was they're like the main people who, what did somebody say? They're like the main people who are like the New Balances and everything.
Right.
And like the stuff that really don't
It's
cost
probably
that
something
much.
they can't even fit no more anyway. They was going to give it to Goodwill. They was like, let me just put this on camera.
Right. It's like, y'all not burning no Hirachis and none of that. So like y'all out here burning all this cheap stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure they happy about it because they don't like to shoot themselves.
Exactly.
So, you know, oh gosh, I'm being very biased right now.
No, it's not. I know we all are.
I just think it's so stupid. And I think the main reason why I think it's so stupid is because of how it all started. It started with like Kaepernick taking a knee. At the national anthem.
Well, it started with him sitting down.
Oh, yeah.
And then he decided to take a knee because he felt like sitting down was disrespectful.
Yeah.
But because, and then if I don't know how true this is, but the statement goes that he had talked to, I think it was an Army or a Navy vet. I think it was Army, and he told him to kneel because it's not disrespectful if you kneel. So when a soldier tells you it's not disrespectful to kneel, and I'm kneeling, and you're mad because I'm kneeling for the flag, kneeling in front of the flag, I'm not actually. What do they say? You're against the troops? No, I'm not.
And I think what's really crazy is I'm like listening to the radio and they're hearing them talk about it and they're having callers come in. There are 3 people that called into the radio today. They're like, I'm a veteran. I am not offended by it. I stand by him and I'm going to take a knee with him. And I've been seeing videos of people say of military people who are saying they're going to take knees as well because they agree with like what he stands for. And it's not to be against the military. It's to be against brutality against black people.
And that's what I think is getting lost throughout this whole thing. It's like between Trump's tweets and between all these people putting on Twitter and Facebook that they're burning Nike, people have forgotten what this whole thing started in 2016. Like, you have to realize this wasn't something that just happened on Sunday or just happened this week. Like, this is something that's been going on for, like, literally 2 years at this point.
Yes.
And people have forgotten how or why it started in the first place. People think that it has to do with, like, voting or it's against the troops, it's against the country, it's against the president. It has nothing to do with any of those things. It has to do with police brutality against people of color. And that's all it was ever about.
It was the president who took offense to it, and as soon as he took offense to it, it started this
all his supporters.
And it's just like, I saw this meme. It was just like Trump whispering into Pence's ear. It was like, wow, it's so funny how I tell all these lies and they just go crazy. And then I was just like, wow, like, I feel like this is something he would actually say, because he's just like, this man can say anything. I'm not even gonna go there. Not even gonna go there. Not gonna go there. But like, but back to the whole discussion of like Nike, Kaepernick, making him the new, face of their campaign. I'm proud of you, Nike. Thank you. I agree with you.
When I first saw the campaign, I didn't even know that that's what it was about. I just saw his face. I was like, that's the Kaepernick guy. And then I saw what the slogan said, and I was like, I like that.
But the thing is,
I like that slogan.
He's not the only one that's the face of the 30th anniversary campaign. It's other people. It was Serena and this football player, I can't think of his name. He kind of looks like RG3, but I know that's not RG3. And then it was this Muslim athlete, and I think she's a fencer, if I'm right. She had a hijab on. She was like, she had the whole thing because they have these new hijabs for their new Nike collection.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's like all these things they did, and they were all people of color, and a couple like females and people. It was like females.
It was supposed to be minorities. That was
and then
the point.
that was the whole thing. And then everybody's mad. All they're talking about is Kaepernick. I'm like, all them other athletes that you don't see. But it's like a bunch of other athletes in this campaign, but you're mad because Kaepernick's there.
Yeah, I had no idea that it was a Nike campaign. Because I think I saw it on Instagram or something. And now that I'm thinking back to it, maybe it was like one of those sponsored posts, and I just didn't realize it. I probably double tapped it and everything because I just liked like what the message said, and I respected the fact that it was his face because he has sacrificed a lot just to make his point proven. And I think that catchphrase or that slogan or that tagline or whatever you want to call it is like something to live by, that if you believe in something that you should stand up for regardless of what you have to lose, because if you're not willing to lose anything, then that means you don't want it bad enough. So despite all of what's going on with him kneeling and stuff, just the overall message of the campaign is still a good, relevant, it's a good, relevant, powerful message that could have absolutely nothing to do with him taking a knee. It's relevant to anybody's life in any circumstance. It has not even like specifically relating to this whole NFL crap that's going on. And I think that's not fair. I feel like it's not fair that message is not getting the recognition and the appreciation that it should be getting because everybody's so worked up about,
like they've never
oh my gosh,
cared.
you're disrespectful.
I feel like they never care. I feel like it's an ego thing, and half of them are racist, and I'm just going to put it out there. I don't care. Because they really are, because they're making because then they'll bring it back to, no, police brutality isn't happening, and I'm like, but it really is, though. Like,
this whole topic just gets me, because you guys are protesting Nike because say he was going against the veterans and he's like taking a knee because he doesn't like the military, so on and so forth. All right, when you guys are driving on the street and you see somebody on the road and it says they're a veteran, you don't try to give them no money, you don't try to help them out in any sort of way. And right now you're burning all your clothes, your shoes that have Nike on it, when there are veterans out here that can use those clothes. But you support your veterans, right? And you're just burning it when you can give it to them? Oh, just because you don't support a company that...
My thing is, you burning your Nike stuff because Nike is supporting Kaepernick, but at the end of the day, like, okay, here's my thing. You're protesting Nike. What is you protesting Nike gonna do about anything? Like, how does that... Whatever it is that you're angry about, it's not gonna change anything. Okay, so maybe they take him out of the campaign. He's still kneeling. It's still people kneeling. Like, it don't change nothing.
Like, let's not think about the other sports brands. Like, Under Armour refused to go visit the White House. Y'all going because I saw people.
Under Armour.
Yeah, because I saw people comment on Twitter. They're like, oh, I'm not buying more Nike. Under Armour's getting all my money. They don't support Trump either. So sorry.
It's like all the shoe brands don't support Trump or like are sponsored by
Adidas
people who support Kaepernick. So like all those people either support Kaepernick or don't like Trump. So it's like y'all have nothing to wear.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Right. Y'all go ahead and rock New Balances.
They gonna be in the gym in their blazer and suits.
Factual.
Because they don't got no workout clothes.
Like, hey guys, look
because I'm sure the only
support.
Right, the support they get is from like what's the place like what are those companies called? The dolphin. What's the whale? What's the whale company?
Vineyard Vines?
There you
go. They probably get them. Be the main ones.
Be the main one protesting.
All of those. They're like, y'all can have
Vineyard Vines with a passion.
I just think it's so strange, and like I said, it's really sad that the overall message, the whole point of his movement, is getting lost because of everybody else wanting to have a say and put their 2 cents in, and they'd be wrong. Like, y'all not even right. Shut up.
I think the main thing about it is just like, people want to have some type of hatred.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
They want to be angry.
They want to make something.
They want to have something to say.
They need to have something to be angry at, because after a while, like if that wasn't it, they got to find something else.
Yeah.
And it's like they need to be angry at something, and this is the new thing to be angry at.
Yeah.
And I just don't understand, like, why do you need to be angry all the time? Like, be happy. Like, buy some shoes, and actually keep burning all your stuff, taking your stocks out because you're making the stocks cheaper for me. Buy some stocks in Nike. So you gotta keep doing you, because Nike's gonna be back on the come up after you guys drop all your stocks. You have all these.
That's what I saw. Like, they're gonna be fine. Here's the thing. Mm-hmm. Nike is a company that's been around for, I don't even know how many years Nike's been around.
They're not going nowhere.
But don't you think this company that is this successful already knew that there was going to be pushback and that people were going to stop buying from them? So don't you think they already calculated this? They know that their income is going to be just fine.
They were like, they're gonna burn their stuff. We're okay.
They probably didn't even expect that, but they're like, shoot, that's even better, because if you burn it, 2 years from now, you can be like, dang, I don't have nothing to wear. And you're going to go buy some more.
Right.
You're going to forget this ever happened.
And you're going to want some more running shoes.
And you're going to go right to Nike.
Because if you don't like Nike, you want your Jordans. Who has that? Nike. You want your LeBrons. Who has that? Nike.
That's what I was going to say. Nike owns other
Nike.
things that doesn't necessarily have like a check mark, or what is it called? The swoosh on it or whatever. So you'll probably end up buying something that you don't even realize Nike owns, and you're still giving them your money.
Like, y'all burning all the stuff that actually has a Nike emblem on it, but
what about all the stuff that doesn't?
Oh, you know what got me that I saw on Facebook today? It was some troops wearing their shoes, and their shoes had check marks on them, and it was like, actually the troops support Nike, and I was like, swoosh, like, what? I was like, look at that.
All I'm saying is, like, I don't think it should be that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. It should, like, I wish people would try to understand the message, because no matter how many times people will say, it could be Kaepernick saying, my initial message, which he did say, my initial message was not to offend those in the military, veterans. It was to stand up for police brutality against black people.
It wasn't even to stand up for. I mean, yes, but I think more so it was just to bring awareness to it, which he definitely did, because by him sitting down and then kneeling and whatnot, people were like, what's going on? Why is he doing that? And then once he explains it, now, even if you weren't thinking about it before, you now know about it. People that didn't care about it before or didn't even know it was happening before, if you watch football, now, there's a whole new, like, community of people that probably weren't paying attention to this issue before. That now know about this. So it was really just to bring awareness to it. It wasn't even to, like, change anything or do any kind of, like, reform. It was literally to just bring awareness to people so that we as regular everyday people, citizens who vote and stuff, can make the change on our end. I don't think that he expected people to follow him and kneel with him. He wasn't doing it to, like, create a movement where people would kneel with him or support him. It was just to bring awareness that this is an issue that's going on in the world, and you need to be aware of it so that we can make a change.
And what's funny about it is, I remember I saw this article, and it was like a while back, and it was like Tim Tebow had did the same thing. And nobody said anything. And I was like, it's because it's a race thing. And I'm not even trying to be funny. It's a race thing. It's because of what he was protesting, and it was a race thing. I can't even remember what Tim Tebow was protesting, but I was like, nobody literally said anything.
But the way he protested was the same way that Kaepernick protested.
And nobody said nothing. Nothing. And it's like, what irritates me is the fact that they're making this such an issue, the Nike thing, the protesting thing. They're even like, they're like finding players now if you protest. Like, I'm like,
that's because I'm about to call him Bush. What's his name? Trump. I'm about to say, he said something like, if like he was telling like the owners of the team to like get them off the field, like you have to suspend them or fire them or whatever if you see them doing that.
And it got to the point where like they like blackballed this man, so he can't play. He hasn't played since what, like 2016.
Probably.
Like, that's crazy. All because he took a knee to raise awareness and stand up for something that he believed in. Like, I think that's completely crazy. And what I was saying earlier about how, like, even if he said that, like, this is what I'm standing up for, you guys aren't trying to hit. There's so many people that aren't trying to hear it because they'll say that's not what you're kneeling for. You're kneeling for this way. How can you
tell me what I was doing?
Right? Like, how are you gonna tell this man?
When I debate with people about this topic, they be like, "This is what he." I was like, "How you gonna tell this man?
Yes.
How you gonna tell me a person of color what he protesting for?" I'm like, "How you gonna tell me? How do you know? You ever what have you gone through? Tell me, please."
It's not even about that. Like you're not him. You're not in his mind.
Right.
You don't know what his intent was, so you can't tell other people or tell him or whatever what he was doing or what thoughts were going through his mind when he made this decision.
Because had it been someone else and you saw him take a knee, you wouldn't make assumptions. You would ask. You say, "Why did you take a knee?" But since it was Kaepernick, you say, "You took a knee because of this." Instead of asking him, "Why did you take a knee?" He would have easily said, "I'm taking a knee because of A, B, and C, not because of EDF or I'm not even sure if that's the right.
What makes me mad about this?
Don't know about ABCs.
I'm not judging you. What makes me more mad about this is when a player gets caught up in some mess, whether it be drugs or beating on a woman or raping somebody, they get banned from a game for like maybe 3-4 games, and then they back on the field. Blackball this whole man for this, but yet man beating on this woman, he doing something to people, he beating up on people, he doing that and the third. You get banned. I was gonna say that, but I held off. You know, you sitting there 3 games, 4 games, you gone. You come right back. You good. All right, hey, what's up? Ain't nothing left. Good.
Just like Ben Roethlisberger, whatever his name is. I think he played for the Steelers. This happened like a while back, but he apparently raped some girl in a farmhouse in Millersville, Georgia. And didn't go to jail, anything. He got let off. I think he had to do like some type of community service because it was bad publicity. Jesus.
Bad publicity.
There we go. My words are just not working today because my mind's moving faster than my mouth right now. But like, he didn't get any type of reparations for it. And then the people who were supporting him, they knew that he did it. He pled guilty to it, and they didn't burn his jersey. They didn't burn anything of his.
They don't care.
And they still support him. I'm not even sure if he plays anymore, but they still support him. They still have his jersey. But because this man took a knee, he didn't even hurt nobody.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, he didn't do anything that physically or even like economically or like socially, like it literally didn't hurt anybody in any type of way.
Yes.
Yet there are these people who like are physically abusive or emotionally abusive or whatever, and they just skip to their loot.
They get away with it because you don't. It's like, what did they say? That one of the like main crimes that everybody just gets scot free. You just, all right, you're fine, nothing happened, it's her fault, go on, move out, you're okay, like everything's fine. And it's like, but bruh, you still gonna let him pay? You still gonna let him play?
Right.
So it's okay.
That's some 13 reasons why.
Could you imagine if Kaepernick is like I'm not gonna say he's not black. Obviously he's black, but he don't look like you. Could you imagine if a player that looked like you was the one that did all this and not Kaepernick?
Ooh,
it'd have been riots.
Let me tell you.
It'd have been 2015 all over again.
I don't even want to talk about 2015. We're not going to bring that up. That's when the real colors came out of a lot of people. That's when I was like, y'all undercover people I'm going to college with.
If it was someone like me, it would just be a whole different story.
They'd have came out and tackled you on the field.
That's what I would say. People jumping out the stands like, get that boy.
Pitchforks.
Right.
You wouldn't even got that boy. They would have said straight up N-word. It would have been over. Get him.
Very true.
And that's what they would have.
What was it? I saw a post. I saw a post with a troop. He had said that soldier had. I'm trying to get my thoughts together. The soldier had said that I came home and they called me the N-word, and I was like, I'm with Kaepernick because they don't think I'm anything. That says it right there. Just saying.
No, but this whole thing is just a mess, and I just think I almost feel like this is obviously
Shane Dawson.
Yeah, but I almost feel like this whole Nike thing and this whole like Trump wanting the owners to fire the players and all of that stuff. I feel like all of this chaos is ensuing right now.
Why is the president
to distract?
Because it's him.
And take away from the message. No, not from what's happening. From what the point of this whole thing was. It's to distract and flip it to make it look like Kaepernick is this bad guy that hates the troops, so that we don't realize the bigger picture and why he's doing this, so that we can just overlook the whole police brutality
but
thing.
I think, we know what like.
But it's not about us knowing.
I know.
We experience it.
I know.
We've been new.
But they don't get that. The thing they don't get it.
And I get so happy when I'm on Facebook sometimes because like I see some of them and they get, some of them do get it. Mm-hmm. But it's the people who I don't even think it's like the distraction. It's people choosing not to. Mm-hmm. They see what...
But they're choosing not to because there is a distraction. It's like, do you focus on the message or do you focus on the distraction? If the distraction wasn't there, you would have no choice but to focus on the whole point of this.
True.
So this distraction, this chaos gives people something to pay attention to and talk about instead of talking about what they should be talking about.
Exactly,
that's the problem.
Mm-hmm. But I was also saying, on top of it, like, I think there's something else that's happening that's covering up, like, they're making this such a big thing. I think it's a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes that we don't know about.
Yeah, it's gonna come out and it's gonna be all Trump's fault.
Right, like he's probably selling the United States to Russia or something. Like, it's gonna be the United States of Russia. Like,
they're gonna be instead of America, the Americans.
But that's what I'm
Russia.
saying. It's a distraction. That's why I feel like I forget where I heard this. It might have been a Shane Dawson video actually. Now that I think about it, but somewhere I heard or read or something that when big things happen in like the media, there is usually something also really big happening in politics that we don't really pay attention to until like years later. Yep. Like the one example that I vaguely remember him talking about, I think it was Shane Dawson, was he talked about that day that Wendy Williams like passed out on TV. Remember she had on the little costume whenever she fell out? That was all over the news, like, right after it happened. Mm-hmm. But there was something, I don't know what it was. You have to go back and watch the Shane Dawson video that I'm talking about. But there was something else that was going on, like, in the White House or, somewhere in the government that nobody was talking about because everybody was so focused on Wendy Williams falling out.
And I don't even know why, because she's not even that big. I mean,
well,
she's tall.
he said that happened. Well, he gave different examples, but that was the one that I remembered because I think it was, like, the most recent one that had happened at the time that video came out. So I was like, oh, shoot. I was watching that Wendy Williams joint when it came out. When I saw it on Twitter, I was like,
the way she passed out, it was just like, oh, good.
I do. But once he said it, I was like, oh, makes sense. And it was other examples that he gave, but like that's just the one that I remember. But I just wonder if this is one of those situations.
Maybe in politics, they do that everywhere in different organizations too. Like, and I peep it.
It's literally like a magic show. When you watch a magic show, they show you something over here and they do all this stuff when actually the trick is happening over there. They
pull the strings over here where they doing the little.
They make you look over here, ta-da, when actually all the magic is happening over here. Yeah.
Now you see it, now you don't.
But it's like, craziness. I think at the end of the day, if it is something political going on, it's something happens every daggone day at this point. I got a lot of thoughts, but I'm just not going to say them. But like, every day something happens at this point. So it's like, and he tweets every daggone day. Like, who was
I feel like this is the first president we had that has been this active on like social media.
Basically, this whole thing is crazy. And the reactions to it, I don't think that the negative reactions to it. I don't think that it deserves the negative reaction that it's getting. However, I will not invalidate people's feelings because everyone feels a certain way because of a certain reason, and I can't sit here and say they're burning Nike because A, B, and C, even though I know the message that is trying to be sent out. So I don't completely understand why you're burning Nike and completely understand.
I just feel like one has nothing to do with the other. Like you burning Nike has nothing to do with police brutality.
Exactly.
And even if the issue was him disrespecting the troops and stuff, you burning your Nike doesn't fix that problem either.
Doesn't solve the problem.
Like that's not the problem. But even if it was, you burning your Nike does nothing. Yeah, it does nothing to fix the problem. Like this is a protest that's literally not doing anything.
And while we're thinking about this, like I kind of want to know like what else is happening like behind the scenes.
What do you mean?
Like,
you mean the NFL?
Yeah, like with the NFL, with Nike, like with all these different things because there's so much that. One thing that I've learned from working in an office full of executives is that you see one thing, but there's so much that happens behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. And I'm always curious. Like when I see things, I'm like, oh, that's nice, and I see everybody like going crazy, and they're on that topic forever. But the whole time I'm thinking, what is going on behind the scenes? Like, why did this come about? Like, I love Nike, and I love that Nike did this, but part of me wonders like, why? Like, yeah, I know they wanted to raise awareness and, say that they had Cabernet at the back. But, like, what was the other reason behind it? Mm-hmm. Like, a good business move in the long run? There's something behind it.
But from Nike's perspective?
Yeah, there's something behind it. There has to be. And there's always something behind when companies do things like this.
Of course.
Always.
Because like I said, they knew, like I said, they may not have known people were going to burn their stuff, but they knew people were not going to be happy about this. They knew this was going to happen before it wasn't like they just didn't, they were like, oh my gosh, I didn't think you guys were going to be mad. Like, they knew people were going to be mad.
Down now. Like, no.
Yeah, so it's like, I think it might even be one of those situations where it's like, what is it? Like, no publicity is bad publicity or something. Basically, like, there's no such thing as bad publicity. So the fact that even people are burning their stuff, if there were people anywhere in the world that didn't know what Nike was, you know what it is now.
Yeah. So it's like, that's what I was thinking. It's like a big publicity stunt.
It could be.
I cannot see that.
It could be.
Yeah, and to where, like, they're doing it to support him, but also to raise awareness about their brand and to, like, you know, get more numbers out there, more marketing. Because meanwhile, like, Nike is global. Like, everybody everywhere knows what Nike is. But it's kind of just like pushing it even more.
It could have even been like a demographic strategy, because maybe, I don't know what their demographics are in terms of like what kind of people buy their products, but right now what they're doing is appealing to a certain demographic, not just, you know, by race or by gender or anything like that, but you have people that are into sports, people that are in the military, people that are, you know, people of color, like all these different people are supporting this movement, and the people that are not supporting this movement might have been people, like you said, people who were buying the $20 Nike stuff, so it's not like them not buying their stuff is going to hurt their business. But these other people that are now supporting this might have like more money, or there might be more of them, period, that now they're going to start buying their stuff and supporting them. Because you have to think, just like there are people who are burning the stuff to be anti-Nike, there are probably other people on the other side of the spectrum that are going out and buying their stuff and coming out in like Nike sweatband and wristbands. I
literally saw a picture like that today, and the girl was like, Nike down.
Yeah, like my coworker, she wore a Nike shirt today. She was like, yeah, because I'm supporting. I didn't even know she was talking about this morning until she told me about it. I was like, okay, so you have a Nike shirt on.
You know how many like,
and she explained to me, I was like, oh.
You know how much of Hollywood hates Trump, so they're probably like,
and they got money.
They got
money.
Like, I'm pretty sure like Nike stocks like went up. Like I'm really about to buy some stocks in Nike because everybody's dropping like they're dropping their stocks because they don't like what happened. I'm just like,
it's a big possibility. Like you said, the music industry, like they have money. They might go out and like buy a bunch of Nike stuff and like support Nike. They might even buy stuff and just give it to fans just so that they're supporting. You know what I mean? Like I feel like they thought about this very carefully before they did what they did. This wasn't a mistake.
It was intentional. They knew what they were doing. Get your coin.
And the people are just feeding right into it. Yeah, that's the funny thing about it.
All right. Well, this was a good talk.
It was.
Good talk.
I let out a lot of things.
Get stress relief.
Definitely, because, you know.
Just get it all out.
When I was on Facebook reading the comments and stuff, so it's like, I needed to let this out.
Yeah, because I was about to set it off up on Facebook. Because you know how I be on Facebook. So I'll be popping off. You know me.
I hate you.
All right, guys. This has been a great video. I'm so glad you guys were here with us to watch this video and, you know, share this moment with us, because I think we all had to get a lot off our chest and just, like, you know, just let you know our opinions and where we come from and what we think about the whole situation. So if you did like the video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure that you subscribe to our channel and make sure that you comment down below.
Yeah, if you have thoughts, comment them down below. Respectfully, but we do want to know what you have to say.
Don't be popping off in the comments like I do on Facebook. Don't do that. You know, try.
It's going to be Courtney that come back at you in the comments.
I'm not.
She's going to clap back.
Right.
I keep it cute and classy, boo.
Oh my gosh.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.